Good morning, friends. Myself, Professor Taval Chandarana, and we are continue on unit number 5, known as Introductions of Cybercrime Investigation. As previously in video lecture 4, we will discuss some basic and detailed things about viruses. What are the different types of viruses? How viruses affect our computer? If our system is affected by the viruses, then how we are protect our system against the different kind of viruses? What are the different techniques through which we can protect ourselves? As well as if a virus is affected our system, then how we know that our system is affected by viruses? So those kind of things we will discuss in our previous lectures. As known about the subject cybersecurity, today we will discuss same thing but the different concept about a worms. It is one kind of a viruses, but the effect is different compared with the viruses and worms. So now we will study today worms, what are the different activity happen through the worms, how we protect our computer against worms, and if our system is infected by the worms, then how we know that our system is infected or not. So guys, we will discuss worms with the starting with the basic introductions, what is worm and what is the different things against worms. A computer worm is a type of malware that spread a copies of itself from a computer to a computer. The basic thing about a worms, and we can say highlighted thing about worms, that spread copies of itself from computer to computer. So we can say is that if a single computer infected by the worms, they have spread itself through the different computer which are connected with the infected computers. A worm can be replicated itself without any human interactions. It is the thing that we need to know that, or we can say we need to mind it that if our system is infected by the worms, then after the infected computer, is there not any kind of interactions required by the any kind of computer operators? They can generate copies by itself, because it is one kind of program they can generate or they can program with the generated copy itself without any kind of interactions, or we can say without any kind of input by the end users. So that's why it is a more dangerous, because until we are not getting that our system is infected or not, at that particular time they are generated its copy and they spread within the network, and it does not need to attach itself to a software program in order to causes damage. That's why a worm is very dangerous to detect any antivirus system, because they don't need to attach any kind of software to generate any kind of copies, because they have some inbuilt functionality, or we can say inbuilt programs things through which they can generate itself copy and spread within this network as well as whole computer system. As figures suggest that a worms is infected one system and then they can generate a copy and spread with all the computer which should be connected by the infected computer. So if we can say that in a single network there are the 50 system and any of the system is worm infected, then within this particular time, or we can say 1 day, 2 day, or within the 1 week, all the 15 computers it should be infected by the worms, because they are not required any kind of input, as well as there no need to any kind of attach a software to generate a copy. That's why it is a more dangerous. As a previous we will discuss, if we consider as a viruses, they need to require some kind of input from the end users, but is worm, they not require any kind of interactions. Second thing, how do computer worms work? Means if a computer system is affected by the worms, then what are the different things and what are the different activity done by the worms in within the computer system. Worm can be transmitted via software vulnerabilities. As we know that as a basic concept about cybersecurity, vulnerability, it is the most important thing to know about. It is one kind of mistake which should be generated by the users, or maybe it should be generated by the programmers. Or a computer worms could be arrive as an attachment in a spam emails or instance message, or we can say IM. As we know that as a IT industry person, any viruses, any worms or anything which should be infected by our computer system, it should be sent via mail, either one of the attachment or maybe one of the mistake, which should be done by ourselves. So it is one of the three things through which our computer system is not protected against unauthorized activity. So we guys need to focus on it. First thing, we need to focus on vulnerabilities as much as possible. Second thing, we just download only those kind of attachment which we need to know. We need to know about a sender's informations as well as the attachment document. It should be trusted party. And the third thing, instant messaging. If some of the instant message should be generated by any unauthorized authority, please don't read it. Once upon, this file could provide a link to the malicious websites or automatically download the computer worms. I think everyone knows this kind of activity. If we download some of the free software, they have some another software, they first download it, then a second software which we need to know or which we need to require, this software will be downloaded. So those kind of activity which should be affected our computer system, or maybe they are providing a worms through which our system will be affected. So we just download freeware software with a trusted websites, and if they are redirecting some another website, please close those kind of websites. Either you can protect your computer system with a latest updated antiviruses. Once it's installed, the worm silently goes to work and infect the machines without the user knowledge. That's why it is a very dangerous, because it is one kind of background process through which our computer system completely affected by the worms. If our system will be affected, then user doesn't know about any kind of work which should be done by the background process, because worm, it's never be provide any kind of informations regarding any kind of affections as well as any kind of damage, or they are spreading some informations without any kind of access. They generate itself copy and spread within the networks. It is all about a background process, so user doesn't know about anything. Worm can be modified and delete files, and they can even inject additional malicious software onto a computer. It is also one of the things we need to know that, or we can say that we need to remember those kind of things. If we are not installing any kind of software, then also those kind of software, it should be available in our computer system. So please remove those kind of software which we are not install ourselves, because maybe it should be a worms, or maybe it is harmful for our computer system as well as our personal data. What the other thing, worm can modify and delete the files. If they are modifying, we didn't know about any kind of thing. If they delete file, we know that about any kind of deleted file, but the time should be more than as per the expectations. So as per the given specific time, whenever we find out that some file is deleted, that particular time worms will be spread out in all over the computer network. Sometimes a computer worm purpose is only to make a copies of itself over and over. If those kind of activity should be done by the worms, means they can provide a hack our system, because if our computer system is busy with those kind of activity to generate a copy of itself, so another hackers can easily penetrate our computer system, because our computer system is busy through the worms. Depleting system resources such as hard drive space or bandwidth by the overloading a shared network. As previously we discussed, if they generate a copy itself, it's a simple meaning that this require some more space. So whenever we need to store the actual data, we want to store it on our computer system, or we can say secondary storage hard drive. At that time we didn't have any space, because worm allocate so many space with the use of generated copy itself. So at that particular time we have a some less number of space as much as requirement. Third point, how to tell if a computer has a worms, means how we can identify that our system will be affected by the worm viruses. First thing, if you suspect your device are infected with a computer worms, run a virus scan immediately, as previously we'll discuss. If you are downloading some of the software with untrusted websites, so please first you protect your computer system with updated and licensed antiviruses. So if any kind of unauthorized activity or virus may be infected by the any of the untrusted websites, the antivirus will directly detect it and they block these particular websites. Even if the scan comes negative, continue to be protective by following these steps. Means if our computer system is scanned through the antiviruses and they found some viruses, then also we are performing some of the steps. Like first steps, keep eye on your hard drive space, as previously its generator itself copy, so they required some space, and we know that if we are not storing any kind of document in particular hard drive, then also they occupied some of the space, means they're storing some unauthorized, unaccessed and without any kind of information they occupy our hard drive. So it is one of the case that our system is affected by the worms, so we need to keep an eye on our hard disk, or we can say a secondary storage. When worms repeatedly replicated themselves, they start to use up the free space on your computer. Second case or second thing, we need to know that a monitor speeds and performs. As we know that as a IT person, we monitoring our computer utilizations of main memory, or we can say primary memory or RAM. The complete information should be provided in a taskbar. At that time, if we monitor those kind of activity through the taskbar, so we can easily find that if we are not performing any kind of activity within this computer, then also our RAM will be utilized 90 to 95%. So we can easily find that our system will be affected with some of the viruses. Has your computer seems a little sluggish lately, or we can say hacked with some of the process, or as per the requirement, the system will be not provide a response as much as a faster. Are some of your programs crashing or not running properly? That could be the red flags that a worm is eating up your process power. If a mentioned process will be happen within your computer system, then we can directly identify that our system is affected by the worms, and we need to do the removing the worms, or we can say that we just identify the some of the activity with this help of different activities. Third thing, be on the lookout for the missing a new file. One of functions of computer worm is to delete it and replace file on a computer. Third thing, it's also important, but they take some time. Some file is deleted, or some maybe a new file will be generated and store our computer system. We identify within the actual time, then it's okay, but if a time should be greater than as per our expectation, and we need not to find out that some new file is available on a computer or some file is deleting, at that time we just identified that our system will be infected by the worms. So those kind of things which we need to understand, that if any of the activity is happened in our computer system, then we know that our system is affected by the worms. Now if our system is protected against the antiviruses like a worms, then what are the different steps? Because previously we will study what are the different activity should be done by the worms. So now we know that if any of those kind of mentions activity, it should be happen with the computer system, then now the next steps, how to help a protect against the computer worms. Computer worms are just one example of malicious software. as we know that so many things which should be a part of malicious software like Trojanos, worms, viruses and so many things. So it is one of the one thing that it is one kind of malicious software. To help protect your computer from the worms and other online threats, take these steps. What are the different steps we need to take against the protection against worms? First steps, since a software vulnerability are the major infected vectors for a computer worms. So first we just install a trusted software through the trusted websites, or if should be happen then we can purchase this particular software, because one of the most important case that a software vulnerability protect against the worms. If our software provides some of the vulnerability, then hacker can easily penetrate this kind of software as well as they install our worms in particular computer system. Be sure your computer operating system and the applications are up to date with the latest version. As we know that if we are updating our software, it means they're fixing some of the vulnerabilities. So please be update your operating system, update your software, as well as update your antiviruses. If you are installing with any of the antiviruses, please update on a regular basis, because every day they provide some of the updates against the latest viruses. Second thing, phishing. I think now you know everything about phishing. Is another popular way. It's just the one kind of mail through which we can download the attachment. Through attachment, a worm will be affected our computer system. It's just a simple process. So we just focus on a sender information as well as a attachment document. Phishing is another popular way to hackers to spread a worms and another type of malware. Always be extra cautious when opening unsolicited email, especially those from unknown senders that contain the attachment or dubious link. Guys, please be focused on this last line. We need to focus especially those from the unknown senders. First we identify the senders, then if we find out that some unknown sender will be sent email, then we never download any kind of attachment and never click any of the link through which they can send us, because it is one of the simple cases. If we are click on the any kind of link, if we are downloading any kind of attachment, then it is the simple way to affect our system against the worms. Third thing, be sure to invest in a strong internet security software that can be block these threats. If we are not purchasing regular software, but if we want to protect our computer against all the cyber security attacks, we just provide or we just purchase those kind of software which provide a security against the internet security. If we are purchasing those kind of software like a firewalls, antiviruses, some another third party software through which hacker can never be accessed without any kind of permissions. So it is one of the case that we invest in a strong internet security software. So that's why we are protecting our private data, our computer system, as well as through which if we are protecting our computer, means whenever some outer network computer system will be access our computer, then also we are protecting those kind of activities. Now we know that how to protect our computers system against worms. What are the different activity if should be happen with this computer system, then we are identify those kind of activity because of happen with the worms. Now we need to know what are the different types of computer worms. A computer virus or a worm hybrid is a piece of malware that spread like a worms, but that also modified programs code like a viruses. All the things like viruses, worm, Trojan, it is nothing but a smart engineer's program. If you are know about what are the different activity, where the activity should be performed, what kind of activity should be performed, then you can also make a viruses. It is just a computer engineer's smart program, nothing else. Or else carry some sort of malicious payload such as viruses, ransomware or some another types of viruses. A bot worm may be used to infected computers and turn them into zombies or a boot, with the intent of using them in a coordinate attack through the botnets. Botnet, it is one type of computer through which they can utilize our boot menu, or we can say OS load menu. So our OS is not properly load, or a computer system will be not start a regular basis. Instance messaging, or we can say IM worm, propagate through the instant messaging services and exploit access to contact list or a victim computer, as they are sending a instance messaging to exploit the access to contact list or a victim computer. Means they just identified how the computer system is work and what are the different computers should be available in within the network. So if a computer system is affected within the worms, they can access all the our computer network which should be connected with the single infected computers. Third, email worms are usually spread as a malicious executable files attached to what appear to be ordinary emails messages. As we know that if we are focusing on two things, first is sender information and second information is not about attachment about unknown senders. If whenever we read any of the mail through which we are focusing two different things, if those things will be happen, then somehow we can say that we protect our system against the worms. Now we find what are the difference between worms and viruses, because almost all the cases, or we can say almost all of activities which should be happen with the viruses, same thing will be performed by the worms. So now we find out that, or if we are confusing about worms and viruses, in these particular slides we are differentiates about viruses and worms. Computer worms are a self-replicated program that spread with no human invention after they are started. Means they are nothing requirement about a human interventions, or we can say input. In a contrast, viruses are also a self-replicated program, but usually require some actions on the part of the users to spread inadvertently to other program or the system. As a first difference, we can say is that worms nothing to require to generate a self copy, but in viruses case they require some of the input to generate a self replicated program. So guys, it is the case through which we can easily found that a difference between a worms and viruses. Rest of things are as much as similar, which all the activity should be done by the viruses, those all things will be happen with the worms. So now I think you know what are the actual difference about worms and viruses, what are the different cases if our system is infected by the worms, what are the different steps which we need to take to protect against worms, and where to invest to protect our computer system against the internet activity. So guys, today we will discuss those kind of steps through which we can find that of worms, different types of worms, as well as how to protect and what are the different activity it should be affected by the worms. I think now you are clear what is a worms. Thank you so much.